Hey, everybody. Welcome to community service with me, Lucy Poosey. Anyways, I love you guys. You, my podcast listener, my fans have been showing up to my shows. And it's awesome. I love you and thank you. You have no idea how much that means to me. And I appreciate it. I really, really, really fucking mean that from the bottom of my fart. I snuck it in. Heart. Hardy heart. Anyways, today's guest is a dear friend of mine. I met her at the beginning. We did bringer shows at bar shows. Brutal, horrible shows. She's so funny. She's blowing up. And her characters are taking off on TikTok. I think I got to ask her more questions. I forgot. But she's blowing the fuck up. And she's hilarious. And I love her. And Dana Moon, she got that name. That's not her real last name. She's always flashing everyone her asshole. And said, hey, there's Dana Moon. She's mooning again. That's how it happened. That's the truth. I'm sticking to it. I love you. Thank you. Tune in right now. Yes, and my dates. I got dates. I am busy boy over here. St. Louis, Canada. I thought that was being rescheduled just because of you know why. Coco. I don't even want to say it. We're going to keep it light. And then what do I have after that? Washington, D.C., Ohio run, San Diego, Sacramento, Oxnard, Brea. I'm all over the place. CraigConant.com. I'm coming to a city near you. Please put on the little bell because I don't know how to message all y'all in what city you're in. It's impossible. So I'm coming and I'm touring and I'm all over the place. Come get these jokes. I got a gang of new bits. I got the classics. I got the loosey goosey. It's what you want. I do it. I love you guys. Come to a show. CraigConant.com/shows or Twitter and all that. And I'm all over it. Instagram. I love you. Tune in, Tokyo.
Had to shine out my face.
You guys shiny. What's that? Are we rolling?
Yes.
Oh, we get into it. So wait a minute. Why do all women want a shiny, greasy face to go out in the public? Have you seen Whitney Cummings?
The older you
What
get.
are you taking a bath in castor oil? What's going on over there?
I actually did take a bath in castor oil recently. I don't recommend it.
Really?
I put it in my hair.
Oh, it's good for your hair. It's good for your eyelashes, eyebrows. Ladies, you want long lashes? Put a little castor oil. But you need an applying agent because the castor oil is real thick. You got to put a little Aragon oil, little jojoba oil.
What is this, a beauty and health podcast?
Yes. Welcome to Craig Conant's skincare
Hey, ladies,
podcast.
this is what you have to do to look hot me. I think that the older you get, the drier your skin gets or something. So whatever we do for shine is just to look more youthful.
Yeah. I started putting on eye cream this year. I'm too late. I never gave a fuck. My sisters.
It's not too late.
I'm aging well. I'm gonna do it. But she said, for decades now, put it on and you'll look young forever. I
don't know if I believe all of that. And now
I'm in Hollywood. Not young forever. You'll slow down the eye wrinkles. That's all you're gonna do. You give yourself 5 to 10 years of. And then I was like, bah. And now Hollywood got to me. I'm like, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
You have zero eye bags.
What are you talking about? I look like Pee Wee Herman right now. Does he have eye bags? I have no idea. My cousin Spitheen's had the worst circles under her eyes. A lot of my family does. They look like raccoons. We're like, what, you digging through the trash over there?
Wait, look at me.
Little raccoon eyes.
No, you have no bags.
I got to put little... I put my cucumbers on it.
Craig, I have bags. Look at this.
Saddle bags.
I literally had a plastic surgeon on Instagram was like, hey, would you like a free consultation for your eye bags? And I was like, God damn it.
You do not have eye bags.
I have eye bags.
And I do not have eye bags. We all have 12% eye bags.
We are young and youthful.
We are young. We are free.
We are
Our
young
teeth
and free.
are nice and clean. We are alive. Remember that Clueless song? It played, the music video played after the movie was over. I thought
you were riffing. I thought you were improvising. I was like, that's really good.
That's a real song. That's a real song. Let me take off my hair
Can we just talk about how I've tried to do this podcast 17 times?
Have I not asked you every time?
By the way, hi, I'm Dana, and I'm the co-host of this show.
Dana Moon, everybody. I love her. She's hilarious. Check her out.
I'm just taking over your podcast. We've tried to do this several times. So this is a miracle that I'm actually on and that it's working. Are you going to leave that in there? You just drinking into the...
Yeah.
What do you think this is? Is your podcast?
What type of show is this? He farts in the mic.
Oh my God. I laid like a little one clacker, look, like a tiny little fart, and it smelled so bad. I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that caca dynamite in there?
It's the little ones that leave the biggest.
It's because I did the road and ate like a dumpster fire, and you get constipated on the road, and now the gas has all that mile-long line of shit, fermented shit to travel through. Yes.
What is it with flying?
I
don't understand it. They're like
out.
the altitude. Everyone has the worst gas in the air, and it's like what does the altitude have to do with?
And it constipates you. It fucks you up.
Yeah.
I'll like half the shit get on a flight, and it'll cementify it, and I'll be like, well, see you next week, turd burglar. Turd burglar. How are you?
And now for our segue, turd burglar. How is our guest doing?
How the fuck are you?
I'm well.
Yes, we got you on.
Ish.
Yeah, we're all well. I'm here. Yeah, I would always text her, hey, you want to do my podcast tomorrow?
Literally, Craig.
She's like, oh, I got to audition. I was like, what's more important? Huh?
A paying job or this free podcast you're going to do. Actually, Craig would be like, hey, can you do my podcast today? It's 4 hours from you and we're starting now.
No.
Can you get there?
Night before.
You would text me the day of and be like, hey, can you can you fly?
I got receipts.
To Redondo Beach?
She's doing that for comedy. Can you take a helicopter and get to the chopper? We have you now.
We have me now. I haven't done a podcast since the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing so many, before the world shut down, you guys, I was doing so many podcasts that it was so overwhelming. And I was like, universe, no more podcast. And the universe.
She caused the pandemic.
I literally have never been asked to do another podcast when I was like, I can't do this anymore.
You ruined my life.
You're opening the gateway of the podcast. You're God.
We are all gods. We're all gods. I listened to Barry White, and that's what he said, and I believe him. I need to find that video. I saw it once on Instagram or TikTok. Yeah. But he said it and he meant it. We're all gods-like creatures. We have a light in us. We all have gifts.
Our lights are powerful.
You don't have to work at Trader Joe's. You can be free. You can be free. Are you working for money? Are you working for a vocation that you love?
I am reading a book by Marianne Williamson called The Law of Divine Compensation, and it talks about how we inherently are wealth. Like, we don't need to work dumb jobs because we are like money. We're spiritual beings and we are money. And I'm like,
and then the system push you down because they got a lot of dirty work. They got a lot of Starbucks to be made, There's nothing wrong with working at Starbucks, but it's like work there and work on your love and then leave. That's what those jobs are there for. We all need to do them and have to do them, but they're supposed to be like a little
stone.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I was struggling. I was like, what are you gonna call this? Stepping Stone. You ever heard Jimi Hendrix? That song, Stepping Stone? It's just like that. You just little teeter-totter, teeter-totter. Sometimes the stones are wet and slimy and you fall down, and then an alligator bites your nuts off, and that's life. And that's life. It doesn't all end happy.
I don't even know how to add to that. I'm like, yeah, Craig, sure.
But sometimes the rock isn't slimy, and you make it, and then you sell fart jokes for a living.
This is profound.
And sometimes you got a knife and you stab the alligator and you get your nuts back. And then you get like, doctor, can you help me out? And then you still got a career half capacity because you got stitches on your nutsack. Too far. Okay.
I'm
I
inspired.
took the bit too far.
I'm inspired.
Can we rewind this a little bit? Hey, Superman, can you go around the globe several times? I drank a lot of caffeine today. Can you tell?
Yeah, you're like on one right now.
I drank.
We're on different levels for sure.
Ketchup, pussy boy. Just kidding. I'm
you
sorry.
drank what?
I drank Lee's Vietnamese coffee. And then this is my little matcha. I'm double down.
I don't know.
On
if,
an
I don't
empty
know if
stomach.
you need that. No,
On
I
an
don't
empty
know.
stomach.
I don't know if you need that. I think you're good, bro.
You're like, you just called me pussy boy. You don't need that. You don't need that.
I had a whole glass of coffee that I was going to bring, and I just spilled it on my way out, and I was like, I guess the Lord.
Want some Vietnamese coffee?
I guess the Lord doesn't want me caffeinated. No, I drink a lot of coffee like you. I go through phases.
Are you sober?
I'm sober.
What? How long?
Yeah, 3 years. I just had 3 years.
Holy shit. How
In
the
October.
fuck I didn't know that? Yeah, you're a hot mess. You
I was a hot mess before.
Ooh, I couldn't be near you. I was like, oh.
You're like, this
Dana's getting gropey again.
She's grabbing my asshole again. It's always the little finger in the ass with Dana.
Dana. Stop it. I'm on stage, Dana.
It's funny because like you were sober way before me. You have a long time.
I
Like a
have over
decade.
8 years, but I started smoking weed recently, so I don't know. I'm California sober.
California sober. California sober is like I do psychedelics and I just don't drink. I thought that's what California sober is.
That too. I just figure like all natural. If I say this a million times, but if God didn't make it, don't take it. And then everyone argues like, what about cocaine? I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. Did God make a laboratory that made it 100% pure and make it into a powder that you sniff into your nose? No, it was a leaf. It was a fucking leaf.
You can eat the
the leaf. The cocoa leaf's fine. It's like It's like chewing tobacco. You put it in your gums. It's used for thousands of years to like just have energy.
Yeah.
And then we made it 100% pure and shove it into our bloodstreams. There's a difference. Anyways, sorry, don't get me going. Keep going, crackhead. Just kidding.
No, I was always really intimidated by sober people. They like really creep me out because I needed to get sober. So it's so funny. It's like all of my sober friends, like in the comedy community, I used to be like, oh, what's wrong with them? They're so weird. And it's like, did you do that before you got sober? You looked at sober people like they were freaks of nature.
Yes, I didn't like them. I often hated them.
Same.
I really did.
I had a bit
I didn't understand them. I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, this is pre-stand-up, but I really...
Yeah.
Like, if there was someone not drinking at the bar, I'm like, well, what are you doing here? Like,
why are you here?
Leave.
I had a bit that I would do about how weird sober people are that always bombed, but it...
But I kept doing it.
I kept doing it. It just kept bombing.
Because I hated sober people that much.
I did. I hated sober people that much. And I was like, I need to say this out loud. There is no punchline. It's just I have a lot of anger. But anyway, so now that I am sober, it's nice because like nobody weirds me out. Like people who are sober, people who drink, people who
I'll tell you who weirds me out now.
It doesn't
Wasted
weird me out.
people. It's swish. I'm like, oh.
If you're really drunk, if you're blackout, then I just remove myself because I can't be around that energy.
Oh, it's the worst.
It feels like a low vibe that's like sucking, like life sucking almost.
I literally ran away from a low viber.
Low viber.
From a low viber. No, he was shit faced. He was so weird. He came up just too hot out of the gates. Literally ran off 3 comics and 3 audience members after the show. We all like fled. I swear to God. Like I was like giving him the benefit of the doubt. I gave him like 20, 30 seconds and it got so weird so fast. I was just like, okay. And I literally like scurried off. I ran from a drunk man. I didn't run. But he was so drunk and blacked out and insane that he like followed me like 20 steps.
They're a wild card.
And I was like, oh, fuck, bro. Like I'm walking away from you. What more?
They don't get it. Yeah.
They're shit-faced. They have no idea. And the thing that's sad is like I of course have empathy for that guy because I was that guy for so long. Maybe not on that level, but I'm sure some night I was that weirdo fucking trying to tag along with some party that I wasn't invited to. And you're like, who is this guy? I'm twacked out, motherfuckers. Come on.
I probably did that a lot just to be like funny. you know, for like a bit when I was drunk to like kind of be in people's personal space.
Yeah, but it's not funny.
But it's not funny. Like looking back, it's like, that's a bad bit.
It's 99% of the time, it's horrible.
For the other
person. And it's only funny to the shit-faced parties. And that's it. And usually you probably just assaulted somebody.
You know what's crazy? I have way more fun going out now that I'm sober.
You still go out?
I go out.
Oh, I can't be near that shit.
I went to a bachelorette party with a bunch of drunk girls for 9 hours. And afterwards, I was like, I feel like I deserve a Medal of Honor because I don't know how I did that.
You made me remember something I did enjoy. The only time I stayed at a party where everyone was getting shit-faced was the Comedy Store Christmas party. And that was the most entertainment I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, oh, yeah, you're just watching the show, you know.
I mean, a bunch of comics getting together
hammered.
Drunk. Of course, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, but before that, I could go to the birthday party at the club, but I last 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'm like, okay, it's getting sloppy, I'm out. But the Comedy Store started getting sloppy. I was like, oh, let's watch this shit. It was so funny.
Show started.
I was like, I'm gonna leave by midnight. Cut to 3-4 a.m. You know.
Well, comics have no boundaries, and everyone's so traumatized. So I feel like they just do whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're probably like hooking up in front of other people. Like,
yeah, just all the craziest, weirdest, wildest shit. I just remember Matt Lockwood took his shirt off, started dancing. I'm just cracking up. Guam Felix was fucking mosh pitting, throwing tables up. Jeffrey Bernard singing the Beastie Boys Sabotage. It was so funny, dude.
Like nobody was hooking up?
I'm sure somebody was. I was watching my boys jerk each other off, you know.
Hell yeah. I love that. I love when that happens.
It's fucking trash day. One day we'll have a soundproof studio. Is that coming in?
Yeah.
I imagine so.
It gives it like flavor.
Yeah. And then the brand new flavor in your ear. Flavor in your ear. Well, that's our podcast.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all for today.
Oh, my tummy hurts. How are you?
Why does your tummy hurt?
No reason.
I've never heard a guy say tummy.
Oh,
I've never heard a grown man say tummy before.
Oh, no.
My tummy rumbling.
My tummy hurts.
Are you going to make it through?
Yes.
Is it what's the coffee called?
Oh, Lise. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh.
I'm acting like none of this is happening.
Shh, I keep farting. It's going to smell. I'm so sorry.
You did not just fart. You just farted.
I didn't.
Man, I thought I had no boundaries. Craig is another level.
What?
You are another level.
We've known each other 9 years.
We've known each other, yeah. For a long
It
time.
smells so bad.
No, really?
Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
When I was little, I would do this. When you were little, did you ever do this like gross thing in front of your family where you would try to fart as much as possible?
What do you mean? My whole family did that.
Oh, I was the only one in my family who they would get so grossed out. I grew up in Connecticut, so like everyone tried to be like proper, right? And they're not. So I would do this thing where I would pump up my gas. I would get on my back and I would rock back and forth.
Run the legs, pump the legs.
And I would just pump, and I knew how to make myself fart on command. And I literally just did it to gross out my family.
That's fantastic.
But it backfired on me because I think forcing myself to like fart as a kid so much made me a gassy adult.
Nice. That's a turn on.
No, it's
a
not.
woman that could just rip ass
Really?
and clear a room, you know. It's a big turn on.
Okay.
Just boner alert.
I feel like there's some guys who are.
You smell it, really?
I don't want to smell it.
It went away. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
It stayed contained. I was scared.
I feel like when you're dating somebody, you can't fart around them.
I'm sure you can.
Not in the beginning. Definitely not.
I did on first date. First 30 minutes. First date.
If she farted in front of you on the first date, what would you think of her?
I would have loved it. Honest opinion. I would get grossed out if it smelled. You know, I would still love it. I'm like, the balls of this girl.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's moxie, you know? But if it smelled, I'd be like, oh, it would be like, it would turn me off for about 37 seconds and then we're back, you know? Just shit stinks. You know, I'm big into fart poop humor, but not in the intimate hour, you know?
I don't think a lot
Not that happened then. I'm just saying, like, just farts in general, awesome. Yeah, if it stinks real bad and we're going that route, that's not so awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Well, I knew the last guy that I dated, I knew it wasn't going to work out because he said, he's like, the girl that I'm dating can't fart around me as he would fart around me. And I was like, well, no, you're just a misogynistic piece of shit.
Oh, he said
I could not fart.
Oh, he said you can't.
Not.
Oh, that's a little bitch. That's a little bitch.
And I was like,
He's got a tiny pee-pee. Let's name him. First and last name, please. Little Dick. Little Dick.
We can call him LD.
Larry David. Have you dated LD? Oh, you should have just done it.
I would date.
I would have just held my farts in for the rest of my life for that man.
No, yeah, I was like, this is never gonna work out. That was my breaking point with him. Yeah. And also, we went on a ski trip, and I was so nervous to like fart around him that I like couldn't even like poop at all for the whole weekend. Like I held it in.
Yeah, that's crazy. Be yourself. Fuck that guy.
And then it came out in the middle of the night.
Perfect. In his
sleep. And I farted on him in my sleep.
Did he wake up?
He literally told me the next day. He said he woke up because he, quote, thought there was an earthquake. I'm not making this up. And then he said, he goes, you farted so loud and so long. I didn't know how you slept through it.
Nice. Well, that was his fault. He caused that. You made the poor girl hold it in for 12, 14 hours. It's going to come out.
So
it's going to come out.
But women, we do this.
Sleeping Sadie over there.
We do this when we like a guy and we just start dating him and we go on a trip and we don't want to be like disgusting because we want to, you know what I mean? Fuck and get it in. And we're not just a wild dingus over here like you.
I just say always let it out. Don't hold it. Don't do that to yourself. Unless, of course, it's the intimate hour. That's okay. Then, yeah, that's not just on her. That's on me, too. Can't be farting during that time, you know? Oh, that one really stinks. I'm sorry. And but during podcasts is different. Oh. Sorry, it stinks. And you should just always fart. And if they don't love you for who you are, then they could go fuck themselves.
You know what my plan, Craig, is to ease into it. Okay?
That's fair.
I gotta ease into I have to ease them into my personality. I don't want to be all Dana right away. Because it's a lot, you know? It's intense. I've been told I'm intense.
She's intense.
Also, I feel like, do I look at you? Do I look at the camera?
I don't know.
Where do
we
look?
Haven't figured that out.
Wherever.
It doesn't matter.
It changes every episode.
Yep.
So what questions do you have prepared for me? What research have you done on me?
I have zero research. I did this podcast last night. They had a whiteboard. They did research. They had questions. They knew shit about me that I forgot. I was like, how the fuck?
Isn't that crazy?
What the fuck? And then cut to today. I'm like, yeah, just keep talking, girl. What are you doing?
They pull. Yeah, you're like, come on.
Come on, carry my show. No, I do have a question. I want to talk about when we first met. Do you remember that shit? Mike Mitchell's Bringer shows. R.I.P.
Oh, rest
Mike.
in peace.
Yeah, everybody's dead. No, they're not.
Mike Mitchell always had a 7-Eleven extra large cup filled with vodka.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't gonna put him on blast like that, but yeah, he liked.
Oh no, I think that's like a.
No,
it's how we all remember him.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sentiment.
Yeah, big Mike Mitchell, and he always had a big gulp. It's funny, and we met at
One of his shows.
No, what was it called? Hang on.
Headliners Only.
Headliners
But
only.
there were no headliners on the show.
It was
Do you
all
remember
bringers, brand new, all 3 to 6 months in. But
Headliners
it was
Only, and everyone just
the
started
Palm.
comedy that
That's
week.
What, it was at the Palm
in West Hollywood.
In West Hollywood, it got bulldozed and turned into Sprouts, where Sprouts was.
I do remember that. It was a dark, dingy bar.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Did Tammy Joe run it?
Tammy, no, they had different nights. Big Mike had his night and Tammy had her night, and then every other night it was as a drag queen cross-dressing bar. So they would be waiting for the show to be done, and remember that?
Yeah, I don't
shit?
think they liked us.
No, they hated us.
They did not.
They hated us. Like, who the fuck are these intruders? These weirdos.
And like, drag queens make
It's
so much
so
money.
funny.
By the way,
Yeah.
I went to a drag queen.
I'm rubbing off on
I
it.
went to a drag
I went to a
creamery.
I went to an ice cream show. Drag cream.
They had a bucket of cash after every song. Like, I was just watching them going like, why am I doing comedy?
My cousin's a drag queen.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
Do you remember me being funny?
I think
literally
so.
just started, so you can say no.
I don't really remember. I just remember you're the first friend I met that stuck it through. If you look at those lineup, I don't think anyone's still doing it.
Right. Craig's like, why are you still doing comedy? We thought you would quit.
Quit.
I brought you here on this podcast.
Quit. No.
To tell you to quit.
No, I remember you were funny, and I remember. Yeah.
I had the worst jokes back then.
I don't remember
I had a
much.
joke about my roommate's pubes because I lived with a redhead and a blonde. And I was like, yeah, and we all share a bathroom. And when you look at the toilet seat, it's like a Neapolitan pube ice cream. It was so gross.
Good bit. He's laughing.
It's so gross and it's so bad. And and my roommates came to see me perform and they were like, we shave our pubes. What are you talking about?
We lies. Lies.
Yeah, I just said anything back then.
God, that was like 9 years ago, right?
9 years ago.
Holy schmoly.
Yeah.
The infancy. The bringer days.
The bringer days.
I remember I was so new. Bringer show, I've explained this before, but you have to bring audience members to perform. If you don't sell any tickets, they don't put you up. And it's brutal, but necessary in the beginning, in my opinion, because I would have had 0 real shows if it wasn't for those.
Well, they would put you up, but they would be so mean to you if you didn't bring anybody.
Yeah, and it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah, they would cut your time and be like,
you
really
wouldn't get
rude.
10, you'd get 5 or 3, and be angry at you and be like, I'm fucking trying. Some people didn't try though. Like, I always tried. I was like, and I feel like they're a necessary thing because what if we only had open mics for 5 years? You know what I mean? The fucking lawnmower.
Confirmed.
God.
Confirmed. Yeah, I mean, I think open mics though, they serve a purpose.
No, I love
then you
open
can
mics. I'm
perform-
saying I need both.
Yeah.
I'm saying, of course, open mics where it's at. I'm not saying don't do them. I'm just saying if it's 100% open mics, you don't even know in Los Angeles in particular. Let me be clear, because LA open mic scene is completely different than other states. Utah, they sell it out, and it's better than most real shows here.
Holy shit.
It's insane. So this is Los Angeles, coffee shop, awful open mics with comics only. Nobody's listening. You pay $5 for 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes it's lottery. You didn't get up back then. I'm saying bringer shows are a necessary thing in that sense because you have no gauge of any real audience whatsoever, because it's demented comics you're performing to.
And this is why, to this day, I did so many open mics. I would do like 4 a night when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would just hustle around the city doing as many. Sometimes I could do 5 open mics in one night. And because of that, by the way, I don't like this about myself, but like, whenever the crowd is like awful and just shitty, I feed off that energy because I'm like, oh, like I can fucking go there. Like, I can be as fucking crazy as possible. I can say whatever I want, and I have so much more fun. And it's because that's when I had the most fun on stage. Like, figuring my shit out was performing for a crowd that at an open mic that like a lot of the open mics were bars that people were just like chilling with their friends, and then they'd be like, hey, here's a comedy show, and they're like, we don't want
them.
Yeah.
Damn,
and the audience was like, we don't fucking want a comedy show. But I would like get off on getting the people who were like mad to like laugh.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree with you. It's something
I have more fun on shows where the crowd sucks than the crowd is good. Like when the crowd is hot, I'm like, oh fuck, like the pressure.
I love a hot crowd too. But when a audience is shitty, which does happen, that is a thing. It's just a rough, rowdy show. There's something you're just free because you just go, oh, this shit is impossible and doesn't matter. I can be free and do whatever I want, and I don't have to do my material. I can fuck around and be nuts and be.
Yeah,
it's liberating.
I
it
love
really
that.
is. But when it's hot, you're like, okay, I better bring it.
Yeah.
I better bring it.
And then I put pressure on myself, and I don't have as much fun. I still have fun, but like, I don't know. The best feeling is turning a crowd when they're like not happy to be there and they suck, to just like making them like just getting them all on board. Like that energy is the best.
There's
in the
no
world.
better feeling than winning over a crowd that wasn't there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
like
that's when you're like, oh shit.
It's literally a drug.
Holy shit, I farted. It smells so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so
We should get Poopery to sponsor this show.
I wish. What's up, Poopery? Come on.
We should get Febreze. We need like all of the don't waste it.
I want you to smell it.
You're like wafting. Is it wafting or wafting? Or is it waffle it? What
Either
is-
way, it's bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, Craig. This is assaulting my nose.
I think I might have to go to the bathroom. You just talk. You guys just
Does
talk.
this normally happen on the
No,
show?
I
it's
don't
the
think this has ever
road.
happened.
I never had to take a poop break, but I'm glad we're close because this happened to some other guest. I was like, I don't know. It's how we. Usually it's a pee-pee break. I think one pee-pee break turned into a poo-poo break, but I try to lie and hide it. But like I said, we're close. We've known each other 9 years. How are you? That one smells like garlic.
How long have you been with your girlfriend?
2 years.
Oh my God. She deserves
A loyalty membership. I mean, a Roy Rewards card. What's it called? A gold medal?
She deserves.
I don't know.
She deserves money for being with you or something.
I bought her a taco yesterday.
Who is?
Two.
Who's the more dominant one in the relationship? Her or you?
I don't know. Me or her. It varies.
You guys like flip. You guys go back and forth.
Yeah. I think she runs the show until I break and I go, God damn it, bitch. I'm just kidding.
I run this house, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say pretty fair. I don't know what she would say.
Where did you guys meet?
At a show.
Okay.
Laugh Factory.
I think I knew that. And she was like, hey, you're so funny.
I farted in front of her when we met. True story. Right on this sidewalk.
She's
Hey.
like, this is my man. This is my man.
I said, hey, I'm Craig. Let's go get some pizza and let me rub that booty. It's been on ever since. Fellas, just go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
They say
You
no.
get some booty? Or they say no, yeah.
They say
that
no.
That happens quite a lot. You
and
know?
then you feel rejected. It's all a
Yeah,
numbers
it's-
game.
Yes. Then you go, okay, what about your friend?
What about your mom?
Yeah. Cousin,
Aunt?
aunt, sister.
Uncle? I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. What about your brother? I'm on Molly tonight. No.
It really is a numbers game. You have to just keep putting yourself out there. The universe rewards it. I swear. That's what I'm learning. Even though I don't really know anything.
Come from the girl that can't even fart in front of her dates.
It takes a couple months.
Comes out as dragon's breath 12
It takes,
hours
you
later.
know what? It takes 3. I would say if I really like a guy and things are progressing, it takes 3 months.
Yeah, that's fair. I could completely understand. It's different for girls.
I got to open up. I got to ease into it, you know?
Just got to open up to Mexican food. Oh, here it comes,
Slowly.
honey.
Okay, so we covered farting.
Yes.
We covered comedy.
Yes.
That's all.
So you're from Connecticut?
Yeah.
I just did Hartford.
Did you meet Fred? Love Fred.
I don't know.
He's the GM.
Probably. Hey, Fred.
Fred's the best.
I don't remember.
He's my favorite. What were the crowds like?
Hartford was cracking. It
Yeah?
was. Yeah, I was a little in my head because people said Connecticut can be rough.
It's kind of rough, yeah.
And it was fucking cracking, man. I'm telling you, my fans, I fucking love you guys. That shit was cracking in Austin and Houston. No, Dallas. I'm doing Houston next. I just got that contract today.
What?
March 4th and 5th. I'll update it. Houston, I'm finally coming.
I love Texas.
Yeah, Dallas was awesome. Minus that one weirdo that's ran us off at the end. That was complete end of the night. And Austin was cracking.
Austin, I hear, is like the best right now for comedy.
It is.
I want to go to Austin.
Yeah, it's cracking. It's perfect for someone in. I was talking to Hassan Ahmad and Derek Poston and Sam Lopez and Jeffrey Berner. They all live there now. It's perfect with someone that has time and is somewhat established. You know, like has their foot in the door. Because if you're a brand new comic and you go to Austin, you're just going to be a brand new comic there. But if you are hosting and featuring and have 10, 20, 30 minutes, I would say like 4 to 6 years in or more, it's awesome because then they need good comics, you know, and not that new booties. You're just new. That's all it is. It just takes time. And so you just kind of get pushed into the system instantly and get paid. And you can be a working comic in Austin. There's that much paying work for anyone who has the experience. But, you know, like, because they were saying like a lot of open micers were like, I'll go to Austin. And it's just like, well, you're still 3 months in, bro. You
Right.
know, you're just an open micer in Austin.
It's going to be the same.
It's still hard, but it's still, you know, I guess. Sorry about that. How are you? That accurately describes it from comics at, you know, there that was, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
If you had, sorry, I'm changing the subject. If you had like Natalie Portman on the show, would you be doing that?
I probably wouldn't drink a Waterloo mineral water, but if I drank a Waterloo mineral water, yes, I would still be doing it.
It would be farting.
Farting, I probably would have snuck a couple out, and the moment I smelt it, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have hid it. I would have been like blown on it. I'm like, oh fuck. But I can honestly say I probably still would have done it.
Okay.
Because I've done horrible shit like that in front of people where I'm like, oh no, like why, you know. I've definitely farted in the green room with like extremely big comics and just prayed like, oh fuck, like, oh no, that's Rogan, like, oh, he smells you. Oh shit, you know, he probably wouldn't give a fuck, but I'm like, this is his green room, you know.
I know. Well, Joe Rogan probably has nasty farts with all
he's
the
got
like
elk farts, you know.
dried meat he's eating all
elk
the
and
time.
jalapeno farts. I would just blame it on him. Like, no, that was you. I've been in embarrassing situations with that.
Situations that you made embarrassing.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I've been in embarrassing situations that I created for myself because I purposely.
What are you gonna do?
Not fart, Craig. That maybe just not fart.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. It hurts when I hold them.
I know, you gotta let it out.
You gotta let them out, and you gotta push.
Don't shit yourself though.
All out.
You've how many? I'd say you've shit yourself at least a dozen times.
Way more. Sharts. Well, actual full-on shit, that's very low. That's like 3 to 5. Sharts. No, that's a lot.
Oh wow.
It's 15, 20.
That's
Lost count. Couldn't keep track. A lot of.
What's up with your diet?
You know,
we need to talk about that.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
I'm a man and I eat out of the trash.
I'm a man. Be a man. Shit your pants. That guy on the internet, so viral. It's so funny. Be a man. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. No, I'm the only one that watches this viral fucker. He's got 55 billion views. I don't know. He's on Barstool Sports, but it's just a silly, stupid bit. He's like, don't wipe your ass. Be a man. Like, it's just insane. But it went viral, and now he does it with everything. No, I just eat whatever I want, and I shouldn't. And then I pay the price.
Yeah. And your girlfriend probably never touches your asshole.
No. She doesn't.
I have a theory that guys, this isn't a theory, this is probably facts, but guys don't wash their asshole as often as women.
No way. I scrub the fuck out of my asshole. I'll fucking shove that bar up there and lather up, down a good 10, 12 times. And just go a little, you know, make sure it's in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. And then when we're in a rush and she's like getting ready in the mirror, I'll be like, Stady, look. And I'll just fucking.
Spread your butt cheeks?
Yeah. And just fucking credit card swipe my ass. She'd be like, oh, like, why? Why?
Dude, I went on a first date with this guy. And at the end, he showed me his asshole.
Showed you?
Yeah. He mooned me. And spread his cheeks.
That's a good first date.
I know. I was like, I met my soulmate.
It's fucking lit. I told you, Dana Moon. I told him your name's that because it's not really your last name. You just moon people on the internet.
I just moon people on the internet. And that's
how
why I got my last name. Actually,
she got her name.
Real true story. When I was 5 years old, I was a Pee Wee cheerleader. And for my brother's football team or whatever. And I thought it was funny when the guys ran by to bend over and show them my butt.
You're a comic out of day one.
I remember like the coach was so angry and my mom was so angry and they like yelled at me and they were like, if you do that ever again, you won't be on the cheerleading team. And I was like, I didn't understand. Like, I thought it was funny. I was like, butts are funny. Like, this looks funny. Like, I didn't.
You're like, I'm 5.
Yeah. I'm like,
this
why aren't we showing our butts to people? Like, this is like a fun, let's all have a laugh. I didn't understand, like, I guess the weird, like, sexual thing with it. And I'll never forget that. I was just shocked. And then I just kept mooning after. Like, I would always, like, stick my butt in the window when we were, like, in traffic, like, coming home from the beach.
You really did moon everybody.
I really did moon everybody. And I thought it was funny. And then I also thought it was funny how mad my mom would get. My mom would get so mad at me because I put my butt in the window. And then she would, like, look and then kind of, like, laugh, but then be like, no, Dana, you can't do that. Then she'd, like, giggle a little bit.
Yeah, because it's so funny. When kids do inappropriate shit they're not supposed to do.
I know.
You're just like, no. Just cackling. My niece and nephew do shit like that all the time. We're like, stop it. And you can't stop laughing. You're like, dude.
It's hilarious. Especially when you have that tan on your butt, when you have like that white butt. You know?
Oh, the OG, white. Remember that the, like, sun bum? Remember?
Copper tone
yeah,
baby.
Yeah, copper tone baby.
When your butt's like that, it's just so funny to me. But then I got older and then I was like, oh, I can't moon guys because they're like, yeah, do it again. I'm like, no, this isn't funny anymore.
You're like, I'll just have my dates do it. Show me your hairy red eye.
Show me your back of your balls. I want to see the back of your balls.
Let me see the end of that dog bone.
You know what?
Looks like the end of the dog bone.
I know. You know what it is? When you see the back of a guy's balls and he's like 29 and they're like so long, you're like, I can't be with you long term. Like, what are they going to look like in 20 years? Because they drop.
Yeah. How do you have long balls in your 20s?
I've seen long balls.
That's 40s. You get.
No, Craig, I've seen long balls in late 20s.
No one understands that long balls is a real thing. When I would go to the YMCA.
This is our PSA for long balls.
Long balls is a real thing. I swear on my life, me and one of my first best friends, Dane, opened. No, Dane Molina. Check us out. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Torrance.
He's best friends with Dane Cook.
And this for 12, whatever. We saw two horrible things. First of all, we saw a dude blow drying his nutsack and undercarriage. And I didn't understand that at 12, and now I do at the YMCA. Because the YMCA is mainly for kids and old fucks. So it's like 12-year-old and long balls. And then the second time I saw this old guy with all this moles and hairs and moon rocks, we call them in my family, those skin tags, and just had his leg up. And his nuts were down, I swear to God, near his knee. And we were like, we didn't we're 12, you know? I hadn't hit puberty yet. I'm like, what
is that?
Fuck is that?
You're like, I don't have
How is
that.
that possible? Fucking. Here.
Gravity, baby.
Lower than mid-thigh. Lower than mid-thigh.
Yeah, I believe you.
And he was like 89, you know, of course. It took a lot to get there. But we were just like, what the fuck? Just swing. It's not a joke. Like, if he wore short shorts, his nuts are outside of them.
I feel like there should be separate restrooms for adults and kids at the Y, because it's traumatizing to see older women. And I don't know, is this bashing bodies or whatever, but I was like scarred seeing.
No, you're just 12.
Long nipples when I'm little. Yeah.
You're just not supposed to see. You're like, well, that's life.
I didn't understand why the nipples got long and were so pointy, but when you know what I mean, when you breastfeed.
Yeah.
But when you're a kid, you're just like, bodies are, you know, everyone has the same body. That's what I miss about being a kid. I miss having like the same body as a boy and like having the same chest. It's like the confidence that you had as a girl when like I didn't have boobs and we looked the same and we were just like, you were digging in the dirt and, you know, like we're equal. Yeah. And then it's like you get boobs and it's like this different, I don't know. It's just this, like, I'm like, oh, I guess there's like a part of me, this is like sexual now. Like, it's so weird. No one ever really talks about that change that happens. You know?
Yeah, it didn't happen to me.
When your boobs came in?
Yeah. I remember I finally hit puberty. That was awesome. Because I was so late. Oh, my God. It didn't happen until, like, after sophomore year.
What?
Or, like...
Your voice didn't change or anything?
No. I was tiny. Like, junior year is when it happened. Because it all had... Like, I grew... I had a growth spurt, my voice changed, my nuts dropped, and my braces came off. And I was like, what's up?
What's up, baby?
And I got into weed. So I was cool, you know? I turned into a junkie. My nuts dropped, and it was bam. It was
heroin
on.
Time, baby.
Yeah, no, takes a few years to get there.
So girls weren't into you before?
They always kind of were a little bit, but after that, it was a lot more. I was always lucky. I got crushes. Or they crushed on me, whatever. I was funny. Girls like funny guys.
Right. I was ugly until freshman year. I was like an ugly, gawky, you know, like my arms grew first. So like my arms went past my knees.
Oh, you had those orangutan arms.
I had orangutan arms.
We'd always be like, hey, how your knuckles doing? They're bloody from dragging them on the ground.
That was me.
Dana Moon.
And I loved to climb. I was always in trees too. And I had really big feet. Like my feet and arms grew first. I was just, nothing was proportional. It was very like gangly and
what
awkward.
Are we the same person? I had huge feet. I had the biggest foot. Like all the big kids, we had the same size feet, except I was half the size. I was like, what the fuck? And I had these two teeth. See these front teeth? I had these motherfuckers when I was 5. You understand?
Just a beaver.
I was Bucky Beaver.
I had buck teeth too. That's why I had braces. I had buck teeth.
Yeah.
This one crossed over here. I had glasses, braces,
buck teeth, big feet. They call me Canoe. So I had canoes for feet.
They call me Dingleberry Dana.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I shit my pants when I was little.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Skid marks.
Yeah?
When I was little.
Hang on.
Yeah, when I was little, I always shit my pants by accident.
Okay. We're getting there. We got a little more time till we
my
get to that.
My brother still calls me Dings.
That's fantastic. As he should. But
then it's like whenever a guy I'm dating they're like, what's Dings? I'm like, nothing. Just a cute nickname.
Yeah, like he said rings. They love rings in the toilet from all my shit. Just try to make it better, make it worse.
Yeah, growing up is a trip.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's so like some of this stuff happening right now with trying to create safe spaces and stuff. Like obviously a part of me is like, yes, that's awesome. Don't torture kids because it's brutal. I was Canoe and Bucky Beaver, and I'm sure I did some horrible shit too, you know. I received it and gived it. It's just brutal times. But then a part of me, it's just like, well, you can't, like, it's going to get too weird and too soft and too sensitive to where everything always creates a crazy reaction. It's going to make the picking on like crazier. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm from a different, my mindset is that like I was teased by my sister and my brother growing up. I was the youngest, and like it made me so much stronger. Like I can take jokes. I can take people making fun of me. Like it made me develop a personality. It made me funny. It made me think on my toes. Like I'm damaged from childhood. Yeah, but who isn't? But it's like, it didn't kill me. Like, you know, it's so ridiculous. Like the whole like bullying thing I get to some extent, but it's like my brother would give me wedgies and pull my underwear up, hang me from like a nail, and then laugh with all of his friends. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that was my childhood.
Life.
And that's like, you know what, but I'm not going to be like, oh, that's just so awful that happened to me. It's like, he gave me this chocolate too. He gave me like X-Lax chocolate as a joke. Like he did so much shit.
We are
and it's
the same. My sisters gave me X-Lax, Phillips Magnesia.
But it's like, that's what you do as kids.
A fan gave me a bottle. I should drink some. Clear the bowels. Yeah.
Do you know, like we're bored as kids, so we entertain each other by torturing each other, and it builds personality. And it's like,
it is a weird thing to where I completely agree. Like it makes you funny, awesome, and strong, and have to learn to deal. But then there's like a fine line, like where it's like, okay, like some of that shit's okay, but then some of it crosses over to torture, and then the kid fucking offs himself. It's like, obviously, let's prevent that.
Right.
But then by trying to censor and police all of it, it's like, I don't know if that's gonna work. You're gonna create extremes on both. You know, you're gonna create a little Nazi kid and a little kid with no bones, and he's just gonna be a bag. You know, that's Eddie Pepitone. He said that once, and I love you, and I just took that from him.
I
He's
think
a bag
it's like
of bones. I mean, bag of.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. What are we doing here? Edit.
Please keep
That's
that
no
in.
bones, Jimmy.
Please keep that in of you saying edit.
Edit.
Yeah,
But
but I think when you're like, for me, I was teased, but there was obviously like love there. You know, like my siblings love me. I was never teased and bullied by like people who hate me. So obviously, like that is a different story.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
but
it's just like I don't know. I'm sure we'll get some sensitive Sallies out there going, no.
Oh, really?
None of it. I have
Is this controversial?
No, I don't know. Everything is now.
I think, okay, my point is like being teased and bullied by siblings is fine, but kids in school maybe not. I didn't experience that.
I think I guess I would say teased is cool, tortured not so cool. I believe it was Damon Wayans and Chris Rock both had said something similar about this topic. I saw Damon Wayans recently, and he was talking about it on stage. He's like, yeah, I got made fun of. He's like, I talk like he was saying like he had a disability, whatever, and he got made fun of, and it made him funny. It made him pa, you know. And he's like, other kids in the neighborhood, you know. He said, yeah, like we made fun of him, but we played with him. We included him. He's like, and now it doesn't seem like that at all. It's like separate.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we made fun of the kid, but he played with us. It's like we loved him, you know. That was our form of love, was teasing him.
Yeah, I feel like in the 90s, like growing up in the 90s, it's so different.
It also is so different to where I don't even understand what's happening anymore. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And I guess they're probably looking at my child and being like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
my 14-year-old cousin was, when I saw them during Christmas, they were everything out of my family's mouth, she was like, microaggression. I was like, what? I didn't even know what microaggression meant when I was 14.
I don't either. What the fuck is that?
When you say something like something about another race that isn't offensive, but it can be slightly like slightly offensive.
I'm gonna micro punch you in your throat, bitch. What'd you think about that?
But I could just see her face being like, she was just so offended by everything like my family was saying.
Yeah, it's just insane. It's like insane the general sense, maybe not general, but how they think the solution is to eradicate all things offensive rather than just grow the fuck up, you know? Just grow up.
Grow
this world is brutally hard.
A pair of long, saggy testicles to
Down
the ground
the kneecaps.
from the man who traumatized me at the YMCA with my friend Dane.
You can't grow
not cook.
Get a little surgery. We'll fucking stretch it out.
Grow a long pair of sacks.
I got some kiwis we'll put in there for you. Baby kiwis.
That's the solution.
It's wild.
I don't know. I feel out of touch with the new generation. All I know is TikTok.
You're blowing up on TikTok though, right?
My TikTok's doing well. I do a lot of like characters. People love like my East Coast mom character. And Diane, I have this like crazy single mom character where I go into bars.
Yeah.
She's like gross, but has like the confidence that she's like the hottest person ever. And I swear to God, Craig, guys fall in love with in respond to me doing Diane. Like Diane talks like this. There's nothing attractive about this voice.
Yeah.
And guys go crazy. And I say gross shit. I do gross shit. I'm so out there. And like hot guys, by the way. Like when I was in Palm Springs, I did stand up as Diane. And then afterwards I was like rolling around on a pool table, just like dancing, being crazy as Diane. And hot guys. Like I couldn't believe this. We're like
guys like girls that don't give a fuck.
That's
all it is. We love girls that don't give a fuck.
You have to be hot. By the way, I wear the ugliest wig. I do my makeup in literally like the 90s. It's 90s outfit, 90s makeup, 90s hair. And very out of style, not attractive. And guys go crazy. And I had a conversation with my friend. I was like trying to figure it out. And we were like, it's the confidence. Like when you are so confident, men are just like, yes.
Absolutely. I don't know how to say this without having the number scale, but like I really mean that. I think I can speak for most dudes. Like we would rather have like someone that's not as hot, that's completely comfortable and owns it. I was gonna do the number system, but even I got scared. I'd rather have like a fucking 5, 6, 7 that's confident than a 10 that's like insecure. Oh, I don't know. You know, I'm like, oh, like that's the fucking no. Just own it. Just own your shit, whatever it is.
Yeah, I had a friend who was a 10 and she thought she was a troll. And it was the
biggest
most
turnoff in the world for humanity, period. Not just dudes. Yes. It's just it
made me so mad. And then you could feel her energy. Like she would kind of like close in and be like, I don't know. And I'm like, look in the fucking mirror. You are literally a Kardashian, but hotter. Like, how are you like, but I'm not that hot. Like it was infuriating. And then that energy, right? It's like, you're kind of like closing yourself off.
Yeah.
That you're shutting what you're doing is like, I feel like she was like energetically like shutting men down because she was just like, ugh. But, it's interesting. Like when I went really blonde, over the summer and like my confidence, I was like, I look good. I was like feeling myself. I also just did a bunch of like somatic therapy. So I was like in my body and not disassociating, which is what I used to do all the time. And shout out to my therapist,
Julie.
Julie.
We'll talk about that right after this.
What's up,
Finish
Julie?
Your story.
Shout out. Anyways, I was like attracted to my therapist, but that's a different story. Okay, so I was just like in my body, confident, feeling myself, blonde hair, and it was just like dick. So I was attracting so many dudes, and it was just an energy shift.
Yeah.
Maybe the blonde hair.
Yeah, I've said this before, but especially with females, you guys don't realize whatever you think you have wrong with your body, there's a guy that has a fetish for that exact thing that you think is awful.
Yeah, because I have one nipple and there's a guy that's into it. I have one. I'm missing a nipple, and there's a guy that's.
We got a little mannequin left tit over here. Jesus, that's funny.
It's a joke. I have both nipples. Okay, fine. One nipple's smaller than the other.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's somebody like, oh, I have a roll, and there's a full like, just like, I fucking love rolls. Give me that. I'll put a little butter on that. Give me that dinner roll, baby.
Lick your rolls.
And it's just, it's insane to me. Like, oh, I don't, like, no. There's somebody out there that loves whatever the fuck you're insecure about. You just gotta link up.
Hemorrhoids.
I don't know about that one. Go.
Hairy booty hole.
There's
with
a guy
hemorrhoids.
that's into herpes, syphilis, and gonorrhea. No, actually, probably, yeah.
Probably no. I mean, unless they have it and they're like, it doesn't matter. We both have it.
There you go.
Never. To all the guys watching, I've never had any of those. As I'm knocking on wood because I'm having unprotected sex.
Bareback, baby. You raw dogging it out there?
Well.
Yeah, you are.
You know what? If we have the conversation, if we have the test.
I knew we got along for a reason.
If we have, when were you tested? When was I tested? If we have that dialogue.
It's a hoax. STDs don't exist, you guys.
Okay, they definitely do. And don't listen to what he's saying. They're for sure out there. And the minute you let your guard down, the minute you let your guard down is when you get them.
Are they?
So you got to stay vigilant, stay tested. I went and got tested. This was like 3 years ago. And I was about to have sex with this dude, and he wanted us to like show each other our test results. So I went to some like clinic that I thought was free in Hollywood, and I had insurance. So it doesn't make any sense why I didn't go to my doctor. Right. So I go to this clinic and I get my test or whatever. And then they call me in 3 days later and they're like, hey, Dana, can you come in and get your test results? And I was like, is something wrong? They're like, we just need you to come in.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one.
And I had to take a Xanax because I was so fucking scared.
That's not come in.
Yeah. They wouldn't tell me over the phone. And I sit down with the doctor, and she's nervous. She's like shaking.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. I'm nervous.
And she was like, okay, Dana, so you're clear for gonorrhea. You're clear for syphilis. You're clear for herpes. But you tested positive for HIV. And I was like...
And you're still barebacking?
And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And then she's like, well, let's look over your risk factors. And she like pulled out another sheet and she was like, have you had sex with men who had sex with other men? And I was like, I'm sleeping with a lot of dudes in West Hollywood, so I don't really know the answer.
Probably so.
And then we went through this whole list that she had. And at the end, she was like, you know what? This is probably a false positive. It's been happening here a lot because our test is a little wonky. She used the word wonky.
This is insane to me. This is why This is why I say we live in the upside down. Are you fucking kidding me?
So I thought, and by the way, I was trying to trace the guy that I had unprotected sex with, whatever. And
I'd be like, you might have AIDS.
And then we took another test, and it was just a false test. And the same thing happened to my friend at the same exact time. I think at this clinic. And people were like, you could sue. Like, I literally, for 2 weeks of my life, I was like, well, I guess I'm the HIV comic. That's what I thought. I was like, I guess I'm just going to be talking about HIV now.
Better hope there's one more, and then you could, you know what I'm saying?
But I honestly thought for a week and a half, I thought my life was over because I had AIDS.
I have heard that happening before. And I remember you talking about it at the Laugh Factory. And I remember thinking, that is the most insane, craziest shit on earth. Hey, you have like a big one. you know.
But the fact that she listed all of the syphilis, gonorrhea, and like she's like easing, she's like, that's good. Well, you don't have any of those.
I mean, you got to lead off with some positives.
But the one that's deadly. Yeah, I think that there's like this old test or whatever that they do, and I have low white blood cell count. I've always had it my whole life. Every doctor says it's fine. So there's certain tests that I take off this like janky thing that it looks like it could be, right? Just based off of like my white blood cells. But
that is the gnarliest misdiagnosis ever. You're just like, what? This one changes my life.
Yeah.
Damn.
My mom's a nurse, though. I called her and she's like, Dana, you don't have HIV. There's no way.
This test is wonky. Hey, don't use that test anymore.
Hey,
just say go to another clinic that doesn't have a wonky system.
Get a new test. And the fact that
my God.
half of the time she's telling people they have HIV when they don't. How is this clinic still open?
What is this? We're in a
Also,
simulation. This shit can't be real.
The funniest thing is the waiting
crazy.
room. I was like sitting in the waiting room when they were playing like Gangster's Paradise. They were playing Coolio, and I was like,
it's a good song.
Like,
that's a good goddamn song.
This is where it all ends for me.
Damn. Yeah, that's a rough ticket. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Nice. We just have to be done by 1:30. Okay. What?
Somatic therapy.
Oh, yes. Thank you. What the fuck is that? I like that. Fuck. I'm going to piss my pants, though. 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. Pause.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Had to do a little pee-pee break. Not poo-poo. Close, though.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Thank you guys so much
now
for
to the therapy hour. I drink a lot of liquids.
coming to my podcast.
So you're a pisser, too, on top of all of that.
I pee a lot. Can I do your intro for the show?
I already did it.
Before I got here?
Go. Yeah. Let's see.
Hey, cool cats and guys and girls. Welcome to my podcast, Community Service. I'm Craig Conant, and we're going to get crazy. Our guest today is, who cares about that bitch? I'm fucking so fucking constipated. How was that?
That's what I said. Good. That was the exact. We don't even do mine. That's it.
Can we just add mine?
No. We're not doing that.
We're actually editing that out.
Yeah. Tell me about nomadic therapy.
Nomadic therapy. Somatic therapy. Nomadic therapy sounds cool. They're like, we put you in it, we leave you in the woods.
We put you in a room with Genghis Khan, and he fucks you.
I would do that. I would actually do that. My
Genghis.
It's deeper than regular therapy. It's you go in with clothes to like move around, right? So you talk about some things on your mind. You talk about some things you're going through, and then she gives you exercises, and what these exercises do is they rewire your nervous system. So like for me, I was living in fight and flight and also freeze, which is like when something traumatic happens to you as a kid,
we're officially the same person. I was like,
these responses, this is how we survive. Like our body, our nervous system goes into fight or flight. And it's actually like really archaic, like what happens, because like we're not living in the woods where like there's a bear that can threaten our survival. But when something scary is happening to you as a kid, that's kind of like what our body does.
They're doing, it's so funny you bring this up, because I actually was, I think, learning about this with my sister. She's into the holistic and just bettering yourself, all that mindset. But as a kid, when we're raised, in a gnarly household, and you have fear and the fight or flight shit, what you just said, like in the woods, when the bear comes and you get that adrenaline and that fear, that's supposed to happen. But it's supposed to happen when you see a fucking bear. Not weekly, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Our systems haven't evolved.
No.
And that's, and also this manifests into like mental issues.
Mental illnesses, as well as what I didn't
Yeah.
get to finish that. Like, they're finding out that children of abuse have way higher rates of heart disease, stroke, heart attack, just all sorts of health issues.
Because you're stressing your body all day long.
Your body has been stressed out since day one, you know, and you're always in you know, that's a awful, and it fucks up your DNA, not, you know what I mean, your systems.
But this is how fucked
Your whole
everything
shit.
is, Craig, is that like even childbirth is it's a traumatic experience for the baby.
Unless it's in the ocean with dolphins. That was a thing. It's crazy.
But like, that's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
You're being thrust out of like a canal that was like warm and safe and nurturing to just like bright fluorescent lights and people standing over you with scalpels and
Well, a lot
gloves.
of hippies are into a water birth, as well as it's like candlelit shit, low light. Like,
That's risky. That's risky because
says who? You work for Big Pharma?
no, but I feel like there's a movie I watched where the baby died in the movie, and now I think
I really know babies die in hospitals either. That's never happened. They die
I think
all
if
the
there's
time.
it's
It
riskier
happens.
though
It's crazy.
for the baby.
Says who?
Statistics.
That sound real confident. I know people that have done it and everything's fine.
But anyways, somatic therapy is really amazing because I realized I was living in fight or flight and freeze, by the way. Freeze is where like everything shuts down, and this is where your body, I thought I was depressed, but it was like my body, I was just in freeze. Like my body is preparing to, this is dark, die. So it shuts everything down, and that's what freeze mode is. And that was my survival technique, which is why I would like disassociate, because I would just like shut everything down, disassociate from my body. And the trippiest part is one point in my life this served me, right? Like growing up with like an alcoholic dad, like my mom, you know, mentally ill, like so much chaos at home, that this saved me in a way and protected me. And then as an adult, it's not serving me at all. So she taught me how to do all these exercises on my own so that I can live in, I think she called it like rest and relaxation or something. If you're not in fight or flight, you're in like, I guess, rest mode or.
Not in terrified mode? Sounds good to me.
You're not gripping the steering wheel when you're driving. But yeah, she changed my life. She is incredible.
Awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't know about freeze. I don't know if I froze, but I definitely froze whenever I was in trouble with the law or my mom. Like, you did this. And I would never answer. And it was so funny. We get caught smoking weed with all my friends, and she'd be yelling at me, and I'd just go like this.
Same.
And I wouldn't move, wouldn't acknowledge her just yelling at me. And then she would turn it to my friends, but like, yes, it ain't on me.
I literally thought there was someone in my apartment, and I froze like a statue and did not move. Like, what is that going to do? If I'm in a situation where I'm going to get murdered, I'm just going to stand there and be like, sure, come on in. I'll make it easy for you.
No, not that case. I'll grab a knife or a gun. It's
But
so scary.
I couldn't believe my body did that. I was like, what is happening?
I've had a couple scary moments of my life. That one time where I was followed by the car. That was so scary. I've talked about it before. I got followed home for like 35 miles. And
35 miles.
Yeah, this was crazy. I've told that story a bunch though, but like this, and then the other time, this was truly the scariest shit of my life. I was house sitting, and I was with my ex-lady at the time, and we were asleep, and I hear a lid like fall to the ground and do the circle, you know, that, and then it was like, okay, it woke us up. I was like, did you hear that? She's like, yeah. I was like, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck was that? That was in the home, you know? And so now I'm like, oh, fuck.
Was there a cat or a dog or something?
There was 2 dogs, but it was little poodles with us sleeping. And So it wasn't them. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, I'm just as scared as you, you know? And then I was like, all right, just have your phone on 911 or whatever. And then I went and checked every room in the house. And it was just so terrifying. And I had my little knife out, but I was like, I don't know who's in here or what. Or this is a monster. You know, I believe in that shit too. This is fucking Michael Myers. What's happening? And then what had happened is it was like a food Tupperware container, and the fruit or whatever gassed and fermented, and it popped the lid off, so it shot off and then fell on the ground and made that noise.
Right.
And then I checked the kitchen last, so it was the last. So I checked behind in every closet, just with my Spyderco Paramilitary 3, just like and it was end up being nothing, but the amount of fear that was in my heart. Right. So I was like, I don't want to call the cops and then be like, oh, it was Tupperware. So I was like, I have to go look. Otherwise, I'm a bitch. It's all weird. It's like
the adrenaline.
The adrenaline is like, I'm a bitch if I call the cops. I don't know. Stupid toxic masculinity. I guess I should have called the cops. But then it was like, it's a fucking lid. Like, sorry.
People...
But that was terrifying because that was the noise in the home. You know what I mean? If it's outside, you're like, whatever. The heater got me too. That was in the home and it sounded like knocking. I was like, okay. I lived in Hollywood for 8-9 years, West Hollywood. I've heard, I don't know, God knows what. But if it's outside the home, I go, ugh, and I go right back to bed. Inside the home, oh,
different story.
Oh,
people's houses make weird noises that you're not used to, and people I've noticed in LA who have like nice homes think that they can ask anyone to come house sit and dog sit, and that like the payment is like, you get to stay at my cool house, like. Even though I have all this money, I'm not going to pay you to dog sit or house sit because, like, you're in this
like,
cool
I don't
house.
want to stay at your house. I got my own house.
Yeah, I don't want to stay in your
apartment.
fucking creepy. Yeah, I don't want to stay in your creepy, creaky house where, like, the wind blows one window pane and you hear it, and it, like, the tree beats against your house, and I feel like someone's clawing. Like, I don't want to sleep there.
No.
Like, this is.
Pay me.
Yeah.
Pay me.
Yes.
That lady paid me. But I agree.
There's so many people who.
Oh, yeah. We got to do a poop story.
Poop story.
No, but you're right, though. It's like, I have a home. Yeah, you're just bigger and nicer, but I don't need your fucking home, so pay me. I don't want to drive to the valley. I love dogs, but, like, my life's right here.
Bro, also, like, I don't want to drive up the hills for, like, 8 miles, and I have to pack a bag. Like, this is work for me. Like,
yeah.
Just because it's a cool view.
They think they're doing us a favor, and it's like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm doing you the favor.
Your house smells weird. It's just like, it smells like
yeah, you got an
musty.
oven. I do too. A toaster oven, but hey, does the job. Okay, my dear.
Yeah.
I need a good old-fashioned shitting of the pants story. You diarrheaed the floor on a hot date, farted on your guy with the dragon's breath. That was fire.
Yeah.
Something like that. And a fan messaged, and because Rosebud Baker, she didn't have another poop story.
Okay.
So she did a animal story, which was epic. So it doesn't, if you don't have a great diarrhea on your husband's eyes story, just joking. I know you don't have a husband.
Just joking. We know you have been single for 18 years.
Or like your animal diarrheaed on an airplane and sprayed an old lady in the face. Obviously, it doesn't have to be that specific. You know what I'm saying? Like a juicy one.
I mean, I've never shit my pants since I was probably like 10.
Okay. What happened when you're 10? You get
I mean, I would just constantly fart and miscalculate and have like skid marks in my Little Mermaid underwear as a kid. And my brother was like... So you
learned. Here I am.
My brother was like, Dingleberry, you have Dingleberries in your underwear. So that's where I got Dingleberry Dana, now shortened to Dings. And
that's what we're going to call this one. Dings.
Dings. And I actually have one poop story. I have one where I sharted, which it's not that funny.
Okay, whatever the funniest, gnarliest one is.
But I actually...
Maybe your Nana at church, any good epic shit story. I'm branching out now.
Okay.
Now, did I say no? Nah.
I was mad that my friend, my neighbor who lived across the street from me, she didn't have a dog. So there was never any poop in her yard. And I had poop in my yard because I had a dog. So I was like, and I was mad at her. Like we got into a fight. I'm like 10, 11, maybe 17 or 18. And I go over with my friend and we are like, we're going to poop in her yard. By the way, I'm definitely 11. Okay.
That's a good one.
And we literally I pulled my pants down and I pooped in her yard. And then my friend Danielle, I don't know how we both had to poop at the same time, but she miscalculates and poops in the driveway.
What?
And the poop, I've never seen anything like this, was stood up straight like this. It was like her shit was like an erect dick.
It was like that hard clay. It just like hit and just.
And we laughed so hard. And then the next day, it was like one of those things where like, you know, when you do something stupid when you're drunk and the next day you're like, did I really do that? Even though I was a kid, I went to the bus stop and I was like, I know that was nighttime and we were like laughing, but like, did we really just shit in our friend's yard? And the boys were walking down the driveway because they shared a driveway with my friend. And they were like, did you guys see an animal shit? Like
erect?
Like everyone couldn't figure it out. And I was like, yeah, man, that's so weird. And then my other one is that I got into a fight with my friend Erin Irish in 3rd grade, and we had best friend necklaces. Mine had a heart that said best, and her had a heart that said friend. We would put them together and scissor. And we got into a huge fight. There's like a theme here, I feel like, with these stories. And I was like, fuck her. I'm not friends with her. I'm done with her. She's so mean. And I got one of those, remember those little film capsules?
Yes.
Where you would put film in these little.
Yes.
It was a little
Black
tiny
with a gray
tube.
lid. Yeah.
Yes. Black with a gray lid. And they always smelled real
Chemically.
real weird. So my mom had all those around the house.
China plastic.
And I put the necklace in there. And I was like, fuck you, Erin Irish. And I went out into my backyard and I scooped my dog's poo-poo into the camera thing with the necklace. And I put the lid on it. And I was like, we're done. We're not friends. I'm going to fucking teach her and I'm going to show her that we're not friends. And I put the shit necklace under my bed.
Just fermenting turds.
And in my head, I was showing her and teaching her a lesson while I slept
over
dog
fecal
shit
matter.
for like 3 months.
Oh. It took like 2 days. For 6 years. I found it later.
Yeah.
It was mummified.
I still have it.
I still have it. I hold on to hate and spite
my
and
God.
anger. I'm nomadic.
Those are
Therapy.
probably pretty gross, though.
No, those are good. That's good stuff.
Those are my grossest ones.
Nice.
But yeah, the shitting yourself. I don't think I've like really shit myself before. Knock on wood.
You will.
One
You will.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like some Vietnamese coffee?
You
It's
will
so good.
shit yourself.
You guys, I don't know if Lee's is nationwide or what, but it's definitely in California. Lee's Vietnamese coffee is the best shit I've ever fucking had.
I like the name. Ooh. Lee's Vietnamese.
It's at Lee's sandwiches, and they sell at Costco of us like 6-pack.
Obsessed with Costco.
Concentrate. I love Costco.
I love Costco so much.
I fucking love Costco.
My favorite place on earth. It's my favorite place on earth.
Yeah. Samples.
Oh
They're
my
back.
God. The samples are back. You can get like
So
organic. You can get organic, fresh produce.
So cheap.
So cheap and so
Organic,
good.
Grass-fed meat, way cheaper than anywhere else.
And I love the Kirkland
Lots
soda
of
waters.
flashlights.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. Let's go. I got another thing to do. Oh yeah, I gotta go. Oh fuck, I didn't do the thing. Did you hear that? That was my tummy. Oh, everybody, this is a weird ending. No, I did it right there. The poop story was great. We should have capped it right there, but then we kept it going with Costco and then my stomach noise. Anyways, everybody, you have been listening to Community Service with the extremely hilarious Dana Moon. Check her out on the Instagram, we'll tag you and everything on the TikTok. And I just love you.
I love you.
And you're fucking awesome.
You're amazing. Can I clap?
Yeah, clap. Plug what you got to plug. We'll tag you and everything too, so you don't. Dana Moon, everybody.
Do you guys clap at the end?
We do now. We do now. Adios, everybody.
Bye.
I love you. Thank you. Rate, review, like, subscribe. Thank you so much.